What's up, y'all? It's Nature Girl 30 here, and as of this recording, we are 2 days away from Money in the Bank. And Money in the Bank is going to be in Toronto this year, and honestly, y'all, this looks like it's going to be a pretty decent pay-per-view. At least, you know, with the amount of matches that's on the card, it's not going to be that long. It's probably going to be maybe a few hours. But there's a few matches that I am really interested in, and I'm really interested in the fact that the championship match is geared up to be probably the match of the night for me. At least in my opinion, it's going to probably be match of the night. But we have two championship matches. We have the World Heavyweight Championship match, the IC Championship match, as well as a 4-on-3 handicap match. At least that's what I'm calling it. And of course, we have the Money in the Bank ladder match. That is confusion in itself. That is another video that I am going to put out, as well as the possible rumor of who's going to be the next wise man for the new bloodline. And I found out about that today, the possibility of that today, and honestly, that's going to definitely be a topic in itself. But let's talk about Money in the Bank. I'm going to talk about the first championship match that I'm really excited about, and that's the World Heavyweight Championship match with Damian Priest versus Seth freaking Rollins. This is very hard to predict because there are so many elements here. We know that Seth really wants to have his title back after he lost it at WrestleMania, but also there's so much foreshadowing of the Judgment Day's demise with everything that's happening with Dom, the issues between Finn Balor and Damian Priest, and even you can probably put JD McDonough in there, and also the fact that Rhea Ripley is not there and she's dealing with Dom's issues. It looks like the family is breaking apart. There is far too much foreshadowing here. Not to mention, the previous week he told both Finn Balor and JD McDonough to not help him in his matches. And what have they done? They have helped him. And it's really hard to predict this one, because in my opinion, Damian Priest really does need to hold on to the title. Seth doesn't need it anymore. Seth has built up a legacy for that belt. He has done an amazing job being a champion for that title. He doesn't need it anymore. But Damian needs it more than him. And not only that, Damian Priest has done an amazing job being champion, as well as an amazing leader while Rhea's gone. I don't think he should lose it. I really do think he should hang on to it. He will gain so much, and that title will gain so much with him hanging on to it. Because unfortunately, and I've said this many times, that's a side piece belt. That it happens to be a belt that was created because they wouldn't get it off of Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns has held on to it for almost 4 years. So they gave him a consolation prize, which is what that belt was. But Seth has done such a great job building up the legacy, but he's done all he could do, and he passed it on to a good guy. Well, at least the fact that Drew McIntyre screwed up at WrestleMania only for Damian Priest to take it, and that's a whole nother thing in itself. We gotta add that element in. We gotta add Drew McIntyre in, because even though Drew McIntyre is feuding with Punk, he hasn't forgot about Damian. He hasn't forgot about Damian at all. And there's a good chance that Drew McIntyre might interfere in this. There are so many elements that could literally cause Damian Priest to lose his title. It is hard to predict, because there is a chance that Damian Priest might overcome the distractions and keep the title. But then there's also a chance that Seth Rollins will be hanging on to the belt as well. But honestly, Damian needs it. He needs it more than Seth does. And this is going to be a really hard prediction for me, but I got to go with Damian Priest for the win. Even though he has the Judgment Day crumbling, and even though the stipulation is that if he loses, he has to leave Judgment Day. I doubt that he's going to leave Judgment Day yet. It's going to happen, but it's going to happen when Rhea comes back. Everything's going to fall apart when Rhea comes back. That's just my prediction on that. But yeah, the winner for this match is going to be Damian Priest. It is really hard to predict down the middle, but I do not see Seth Rollins taking it here. I could be totally wrong, but I think that Damian needs to keep it, because he's done a really good job being a great champion, as well as elevating that title. So he really needs to keep it here. Okay. After all that long-winded talk, let's go to one of my favorite titles in wrestling history, at least to me, the Intercontinental Championship belt. I love Sami Zayn. I absolutely love the guy, but do I really see him beating Braun Breaker? No. the IC Championship match was Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is definitely an upcoming star, but the guy is the son of the dog-faced gremlin. Do you honestly think that Sami has a shot in the dark of beating the son of the dog-faced gremlin? No, I don't see it happening. And not to mention that he's still having a feud with Chad Gable. Chad Gable's going to probably come down with his latest staple, because all the original players are now gone. He's going to probably come down with his new people, and they're going to cause interference and actually distract Sami, only for Sami to lose. I don't see Sami keeping a championship here. To be honest with you, I'm fine with Braun taking it, and Braun will definitely elevate that belt. So my prediction goes to Braun Breaker for the win. I could be totally wrong, but I don't see Sami keeping it, at least not now. It needs to be past the Braun Breaker. He's probably the best person to have that belt around him. Especially, well, I don't really see Gunther going back to the IC Championship. I see him moving up, but he's the best carrier of that title. So yeah, my vote goes to Braun Breaker. Now, let's go to a match that I kind of don't wish it was here. This is something that should be on SmackDown or Raw to me. And this is a 4-on-3 handicap match with the undisputed champion Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. And that also includes Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Jacob Fatu, and of course, Solo Sikoa. It's going to pretty much have all four of them in a match. Let's just be real here. It's not going to be 3-on-3. It's 4-on-3. So why is this on this pay-per-view? I don't know. It shouldn't be here. And it's not because it's Cody. It's just because this seems like a match that should just be on a Raw or SmackDown. And yeah, they got heat. They got beef with the Bloodline. But what is the purpose of all this? What is it going to lead to? And I'm hoping it's going to lead to something. Because honestly, we got an amazing setup for the new Bloodline. I kept thinking it was like the Bloodline 2.0. It ain't. It's on a whole nother level. And that's another topic in itself. But this match here is just going to put the Bloodline over. That's just what it is. I mean, the Bloodline has been taking L's as of late. But to be honest with you, the fact that they're going to beat Cody, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens, 3 primetime players in the game, with one of them being the undisputed champion, it's going to put them over. And they need to be put over now as a new staple. I don't see Roman Reigns coming back anytime soon. So you got to pump up the Bloodline by having that W. So in my opinion, the Bloodline's going to win. And Cody, Randy, and Kevin is going to put them all over. And that's what needs to happen here. But I'm wondering whether or not we're going to see the brand new Wise Man on this pay-per-view. And there has been so many rumors on who that Wise Man is going to be. And I'm hoping it's who I think it is and what they're talking about, because that guy will be an amazing Wise Man for this group. That will make this group more ruthless than it could ever be. But I'm not going to go into that topic. But anyway, y'all, the Bloodline's for the win. Cody's definitely going to put these guys over, as well as Randy and Kevin. But I don't think that Randy's going to get pinned. It's going to probably either be Kevin or Cody. More than likely Cody, in my humble opinion. It will probably have more weight if it's Cody. But Bloodline for the win. Okay. I'm going to get this match out the way because I already got a lot to say, discussion-wise, about this particular match. And this is the Women's 2024 Money in the Bank ladder match. Dear Lord, what happened? Like, seriously, what happened? And I'll get into that in my discussion. But honestly, y'all, there's only one person that I honestly see in this entire lineup that is going to win the Money in the Bank. And it's not Lyra. They've done their best to try to push Lyra. I don't get why they want to push Lyra, because she's dull as dishwater. She's a great athlete. She's just boring. And then, of course, you got Io Sky. She's had her championship run. Unfortunately, it was incredibly ignored. And then you got Naomi. I love her, but she's been taking far too many L's. Don't even get me started on Zoe. And don't get me started on Chelsea Green. There's only one person in this entire lineup that is going to win, and that is Tiffy. It will be Tiffy time. She will be the Money in the Bank holder. There's really no point of even discussing it any further. Tiffany Stratton for the win. Okay, for the final match of the night, and I'm hoping this closes I'm hoping this closes and this is going to be the main event, which in my opinion it should be because of the amount of star power that's in it. You got LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, you got him, Carmelo Hayes, you got Chad Gable, main event Jey Uso. I don't know why they call him that because he hasn't main evented in a while. And then of course you got Andrade in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. There's a lot of possibilities here. More possibilities in the women. LA Knight is way over, but he's feuding with Logan Paul. I don't see him winning here. Chad Gable still got beef with Sami Zayn. I don't see him winning here. Honestly, they have been hinting hard that it's going to be Jey. And I really don't want it to be Jey. I just don't, because there's really no direction for Jey to go except for SmackDown or against Cody. There's really no direction for Jey to go yet. But there's a lot of direction for Drew. And in my opinion, Drew holds more cards in this match than anybody else. And Carmelo Hayes is trying to prove himself on the main roster. But to be honest with you, it's not his time yet. He's getting there, but it ain't his time yet. Andrade, God bless his soul, he couldn't make it in AEW. He's barely making it here. He's an amazing athlete. He's got a lot to offer, but there's a huge barrier with him. Not just so much language-wise, but personality-wise. He has a lot of personality with the LWO, but the LWO is meh. Like, nobody cares about them. If he's able to get over on his own, I'll be like, yeah, give him the Money in the Bank briefcase. But no, not yet. He has to connect with the crowd. He has not yet. He only connects with one demographic, but he hasn't been able to connect with everyone else. Well, at least with one nationality, but he hasn't been able to connect with everyone else. But honestly, Drew McIntyre has more in this to gain if he has a Money in the Bank briefcase. He's already going up against CM Punk, who screwed him at WrestleMania, but he kind of screwed himself the first time. The second time, he got screwed by CM Punk. Like, Drew McIntyre actually has a lot to gain here if he has a Money in the Bank briefcase. He's more interesting. His story's more interesting. And honestly, more people would like to see him get the W. Because the second time really made him sympathetic with a lot of people in the crowd, especially those from his home country. And it's making CM Punk the villain, which is something that should have happened the first time. But honestly, Drew really does need to win this briefcase here. I see Drew winning, but that's what I see. What would the true prediction be? I hate to say it, but it's Jey. I don't want it to be Jey. There's really no direction for him. His whole storyline is done since he left the Bloodline. There's really nothing more interesting except for his catchphrase. That's it. There's nothing more to do with Jey, but they're going to put the title on him because he's marketable. And not to mention that whoever wins got to go to their respective brand. Who happens to be champion now? Damian Priest. If Damian Priest or Seth Rollins actually takes the title, more than likely Jey is going to go after that belt and he's going to be main event Jey Uso. It's going to be an easy win, but it's going to be a hard one because, let's be honest, Damian Priest is no sucker. He's not going to let him just beat him up and lay down and have him take the title. It's going to be a rough fight, but it's going to be a better chance for Jey Uso to have the title on him if he has the briefcase, if Damian Priest or if Seth Rollins has the title. But in my opinion, if Drew McIntyre wins, it'll be far more interesting storyline wise. But that's what I want. Realistically, I want to be wrong here, but I honestly see that Jey Uso is going to be the winner of the Money in the Bank. He's going to be the 2024 Money in the Bank champion. Well, not champion, but briefcase holder. So he's going to actually cash it in. Probably not immediately, but he's going to cash it in against either Damian Priest or Jey Uso. No one's going to cash in against Cody. Let's be honest, the guy's untouchable right now. But anyway, y'all, those are my predictions for Money in the Bank 2024. It's going to be this Saturday, and I'm curious to know if you guys are going to watch it. Who do you think is going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, both women and men? And what is your favorite match you guys are interested in? I am curious to hear what you guys think about it. So leave it in the comments below and let me know how you guys feel. If you like what I do, by all means subscribe, share this video, and like it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.